Well, good morning, YouTubes. It's a nice bitterly cold day here in Ohio. As people are getting ready for Thanksgiving coming up later this week, otherwise known as Thursday for the rest of the world. Hey, I'll fully admit it. Americans are very Amerocentric. Nobody else celebrates their Thanksgiving when we do. But anyway, I got a little interesting piece of mail the other day. Want to see it? That's right. I got a "Please Don't Forget" from the Salvation Army. And as many of you know, the Salvation Army has infamously made very homophobic statements, going as far as to say all gays should die over the last decade or so. So, again, as in previous years, I wanted to recall the Ignore the Bell Ringer campaign. It's not worth it. Okay, some say that the Salvation Army does good, but it also does a lot of bad. It has historically supported anti-marriage equality. It has historically supported legislation that is against good old consenting American citizens, good old consenting adults throughout the world. And I, for one, will not give money to an organization that promotes hate. So, as you can see, I've written a nice return to sender, and I do not support homophobia on my little letter. Because, well, I do not support homophobia, and they will not be getting a dime from me. There are other organizations to give to. American Red Cross, or the International Red Cross, is a great organization. Not only do they do humanitarian relief efforts throughout the world. I mean, wherever there's a hurricane, there are Red Cross boots on the ground immediately. Bring blankets, food, water, clothing, sanitation equipment. Not to mention, they are one of the biggest blood bankers in the world. I mean, every time I happen to see them in the office buildings that I work in, I walk up to the officials and I say thank you, and I give them a cheer, because I mean, the American Red Cross collects the bulk of the blood that the American medical system uses. Even back when I was in college, in my super queer days, I would run around with a sign taped to the back of my cape saying, "Allies, please give blood because gay men can't." Because, at least back in those days, and I still think today, if you're a man who's engaged in sexual behavior with other men, you are barred from giving blood. But I think that that's because of the AIDS pandemic, round one back in the 1980s. But I digress. Give to the American Red Cross. Do not give to the Red Cross International. Do not give to the Salvation Army, because the Salvation Army supports hatred, bigotry, homophobia, and overall, why in the heck should anybody give to an organization that does all this good, but also does all this bad? Come on, folks. Ignore the bell ringer.